Hey everybody, 7up07 here, back with what has pretty much become like a monthly update video outside of the Game Hunter for a collection update video. And because of how often these videos are happening, I've decided to go ahead and I was kind of just doing them as like a one-off because there'd be like a few things I would get and it'd kind of pile up aside from Game Hunter. But now it's very clear that I've been finding deals outside of, stuff that I want to do for Game Hunter. Been doing, because of the success of Game Hunter pickups, doing a lot of trades for stuff that I want, for stuff that I'm getting for cheap prices there. I'm in turn trading it to people and finding some pretty good stuff that way. So I've decided to go ahead and bring back the title for, make this a separate series, basically. Which I'm just going to go ahead and add it to the series that I already had from a long time ago that I had stopped doing, of course, when I stopped doing videos for a while, and that's just recent gaming pickups. I'm just going to make this a continuation of that series, and, it'll probably end up being like a monthly or so thing. Of course, there's going to be a lot of stuff going on with me, and with Nisha, of course, in the upcoming months, so I don't know how often it'll be, but I'm just going to go ahead. I can tell already it's going to be often enough to make this a series on its own, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that from now on. But I have a large pile of stuff here that I've gotten. Some of the success of a couple of the last Game Hunter videos have definitely contributed to this. I have a huge stack of trade stuff. As well as the normal, I can't help myself, I always end up picking some stuff off of eBay and from various other places. There's a new place that I've been getting a lot of stuff, which I'll show you, and just some really interesting stuff this time around, so I'm going to get into it. First off, I'll get to the trades in just a second, but I'm just going to start with some of the local pickups that I've got. GameStop recently had their buy two get one free sale on all 360, PS3, and Wii games, so me and Nisha went there and definitely took advantage of that. Finally got Demon's Souls for the PS3. For some reason I never could see, I always almost picked this game up, but it was always the greatest hits version, and I could never seem to find it otherwise, so finally found this, and for a halfway decent price, and it could match up well with some of the other games we picked up, so I decided to go ahead and pick this up as part of that deal. We also got Bayonetta for PS3. Normally I would have gone with the 360 version on this, but Nisha wanted to play it as well, and she prefers it on the PS3, so I didn't care either way, so we got it on there. Aquapazza Aqua Plus Dream Match. I don't know a lot about this game, but someone told me to try it out. I'm pretty sure it's just some sort of fighting game, or yeah, it's just a fighter. Put out by Atlas, so usually it's nice to pick up Atlas games regardless. They tend to hold value pretty well and stuff. Finally picked up a copy of Super Smash Bros. Brawl for the Wii. GameStop does have a slightly higher price on this than you can find it in a lot of stores, but it was just real convenient to go ahead and pick it up. I probably could have saved at least a good $8 picking it up on eBay instead, but with the other games that we bought, it wouldn't have made a difference at all. We ended up getting a good deal out of it anyway. Also got Pandora's Tower for the Wii. This is supposed to be one, I forgot to show all this, but I don't buy incomplete games, so this is supposed to be one of the better titles on the Wii from what I'm told. A cool RPG type title. A lot of people cite this as one of, even people that aren't huge Wii fans cite this as one of the games that make the Wii worth having. So I look forward to giving that one a shot. Also got Jurassic Park the game. This is one of the Telltale Games series, like the choose your own adventure type deals, which I had seen this multiple times and the price tag was always just a little too high. They have it for $22 if you have the Power Up Rewards card. So went ahead and picked that one up, and it should be pretty cool. I'm a pretty big fan of Jurassic Park, especially the games are always a lot of fun. It's just an interesting kind of concept to have, and Telltale games are usually pretty good. I have not seen a lot of reviews on that one in particular, but I figured I'd give it a shot. And then separate, that was all of the buy two get one free sale pickups, but separate from that, on a different trip or some other time I was there, I also got Dark for the 360. It just looked like an interesting game, like a vampire type something or other, but it looked interesting and the price was super cheap, so I decided to pick it up on a whim. Next I'll go to eBay. Not a lot of eBay this time around. I probably will have a lot of eBay in the next one. Some orders I already placed but have not come yet. Just a couple things. I found there were a lot of lots, or there was one guy that posted a bunch of stuff, and not a lot of traffic went through his postings. So I won one of his bids. I could have bought more, but I didn't really want to spend the money. Could have gotten some pretty good deals on some stuff, but I ended up avoiding it. But I did get one from him, which was Crazy Taxi 3 High Roller Complete, which is just a nice Xbox original exclusive title, which I'm trying really hard to go after those right now. Because I feel like one day they're going to go up in value. They just haven't hit their stride yet. Also went ahead and picked up Enter the Matrix. This is one I had loose disc, and I love it. I have it on GameCube as well, because that was the system that I originally played it on, so I bought it for GameCube. Actually, no, we got that from Nisha's brother, actually, on GameCube. But I wanted to go ahead and pick it up on PS2, because I had a loose copy, and I could have gotten the case and manual only, but it was like $1 more just to get the game again, so I'll just end up using that in a trade to add a little value to something later. Same thing with this one, Rainbow Six, the original for the PS1. Went ahead and picked this up for, I think, almost the price it probably cost them to ship it. I think I paid about $4 for this, maybe even less. Pretty good deal on that. Again, would have been the same price to replace the case and manual, but I had a loose disc of that as well. So if you want any loose disc of any of these, there's going to be some other ones too. Please let me know, and I will hook you up with a nice price on them. Next one is FIFA International Soccer for the 3DO. This is the first and only 3DO game that I have. It's nice and complete. This is another one that the guy that had the Crazy Taxi had up for sale, and I got this for, I think he had $2 for the shipping on the price, and I paid $1 for the bid itself. So literally paid $3 for this, and he spent almost that much. I think I looked and he made, minus the shipping, he ended up making like 50 cents or something on it, so I guess he was just trying to get rid of it. But I mean, you know, why not go ahead and buy a complete 3DO game? And I always dream of the day that I'll find a 3DO out while hunting, so it'll be nice to have something to test it with when I get it. Okay, real quick, another couple things just from you know, major retail stores. I went ahead and picked up a copy of Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D. They actually had a price match on BestBuy.com for the Nintendo Select version when this came out. As a Nintendo Select, so I went ahead and price matched it at the $19.99 price, and then also have the My Gamers Club unlocked to put another 30% off of it. So I got a real nice price on this, and these have not really changed in value since the Nintendo Select came out. These are still, I think, going to hold around $28 or $30, so nice to have a copy of that to add to the Zelda collection back here. And then on Amazon, I don't typically order games off Amazon, even though you can get the pre-order 20% discount. I think I said the wrong number. It's not a 30%, it's a 20% discount from Best Buy also. But you can get the 20% off discount through Amazon as well. But I don't really order a lot of games off of there. This one I picked up because I believe, I'm not positive, no, this one is a NTSC. The nice thing about the PS4, if you don't know, is that you can actually play any region on it. It's a region-free console, which I find pretty cool for them to do that this generation. It's not something I would expect from them. So not that anything's wrong with Sony or anything, but I just think it's really cool that you can do that. And there's actually a lot of really cool European PAL PS4 titles that are not here in America, and they're, from what I understand, pretty solid titles, and I want to start getting into those. This is not one of them. I don't think this one is American release, but Chromea. This is like a vertical shooter. I'm pretty sure it's a vertical shooter. Maybe not vertical, but it is just like a high-speed shooter. There's a name that they use for it. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, I don't even want to compare it to anything because I'm going to sound stupid, but anyway, Chromea Omega is actually the title. It's there. But yeah, this one is super cheap, and a lot of people in the gaming community that I'm in have told me how good this one is, so I plan on giving this a playthrough pretty soon. It's just kind of like a quick pick-me-up game, just throw it in there for a few minutes and enjoy it from what I understand about it. Also, recently took a trip to the local game store that I like to frequent, just north of here. When I'm up in that area, I typically stop in, and I usually can find something pretty cool. Sometimes I take games to trade, sometimes I don't. This time I just found a couple things at a real nice price, actually. Sometimes their stuff is right on point, and sometimes it's quite a bit lower than the normal value. So I love stopping in there. They're very fair prices, very cool people, so I love to support them. One thing I found was Choo Choo Rocket, complete for the Sega Dreamcast. The case is kind of messed up, as you can see, but that's okay. That happens a lot, and it's super easy to replace. So, been also trying to focus on Sega systems lately, like the Dreamcast, the Saturn, the CD, stuff like that. Just a lot of collectible value there, obviously, and the Dreamcast is just such a cool system, and I feel like I don't have enough games for it, so I'm trying to kind of branch out into that and find some good deals on them, but it's really hard to do, and a lot of the games are, I guess for the Dreamcast, they're not crazy expensive like the Saturn or the CD, but they're still like in a pretty moderate price range. There's not a lot of super cheap ones. That is one of the cheaper ones, but it's also one of the more fun titles, so I wanted to go ahead and pick it up. Next one is an awesome PS2 RPG that I've been wanting for some time, and that is King's Field: The Ancient City. And I actually didn't realize until recently that the games put out here in America by Age Tech were actually developed by From Software, which that just adds, you know, I've known the name Age Tech forever because they had a bunch of PS1, including the other King's Field games, and a bunch of PS2 and like that era of games that were released, and I never knew it was From Software. You know, that was a name that I didn't learn until they started publishing their own games here, such as Demon Souls and all that. So really cool to find out that those were all published, or I mean developed by From Software. Very, very cool. So that's all from there. Now I'm going to move to one of the new sources of games that I've been doing. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar. It's an app called Mercari. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it's kind of a cool app. It can be frustrating because a lot of times you will go and try to buy something, and then they'll change the price, or they'll try to cancel the order, or something will happen. So I've noticed a lot of people actually, if they post something really cheap, people will get so mad if you beat them to buying it, that they will actually message the seller and tell them, you charged way too little for that, cancel it, they're ripping you off. And that's just really messed up in my opinion. If you miss it, just don't ruin it for everybody else, just move on, it's fine, you'll get your shot too eventually. That hasn't happened to me yet, but I've seen it happen, and a lot of people in the community complain about it. But I still go on there pretty often. It's just easy to surf through real quick, and you may see something and happen to grab it, and then the seller will just sell it to you like a normal person. So I've picked up quite a few things off of there recently for some very good prices, actually. First, I grabbed Wii Sports. This is nice to have just because I paid like $4 for it. And it usually goes for about $10, but it's also just nice to package in with a Wii console. Having this with a Wii console to resell will literally sell the Wii. Like, it sometimes is the deciding factor of like, oh, well, if you had Wii Sports, I'd buy it, but since you don't, I don't want to have to go hunt it down. So it's definitely a nice game to have, and you don't need to have it like with the box and everything. It's fine just to have it loose because no one cares usually. Interestingly enough, I found a lot of empty cases on there for, I think I paid $8 shipped for all of these, which was just really, really cool. First one, Mario Kart DS, and all of these have manuals in them and are in pretty good shape, like all the extra paperwork and everything in there. Final Fantasy IV, I'm not going to open all these up. Zelda Spirit Tracks, so now I don't have to worry about trying to find this complete to add to the collection, because I still need this one. If anyone has a loose card of this, I need this now to fill in this empty box. Mario Party DS, WarioWare DIY, and Kirby Superstar Ultra, which, funny enough, just a couple days after I bought the case, I found the game on Mercari as well for about $5. So I ended up getting that game complete for quite a bit under its actual value. But yeah, if you haven't checked out that app yet, it's definitely worth doing.